Welcome back to TDWP, the Daily Wisdom Podcast. I'm Aaron Montag, and today I want to invite you into a question. And honestly, it's not a casual question. It's not just a surface level thought that we're going to just breeze through. This is something that if you truly sit with it long enough, if you allow it to settle into your spirit, it could begin to reshape not only how you see yourself, but truly how a whole people can rise.
That's a powerful start, Aaron. You're already hitting at something really deep. What is this question you're posing to us today?
The question, Aurora, is this. What would happen if the children of the diaspora, and I mean all of them, internalize who they truly are? Not what history misnamed them, not what systems reduced them to, or what trauma whispered to them in the night, but what if they truly internalize truth? What if they genuinely believe, I am not what the curse called me?
Wow, that's revolutionary. Because so much of what we experience, what we see in the world, is a reflection of those external narratives, those misnamings, those reductions. To break free from that is to literally redefine everything.
Exactly. What if they truly embrace that divine whisper from Genesis 1:27, that they are made in the image and likeness of God? Just pause right there for a moment, because if identity changes, everything changes. And this is truly where wisdom begins to press in.
That's profound. I mean, the idea that our core identity, our spiritual understanding of ourselves, is the true bedrock, not the labels, not the historical context, but the divine truth. That resonates so deeply. It's like shedding layers of what the world has tried to tell you you are.
Precisely, because as Proverbs 23:7 reminds us, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what happens when a child thinks differently? Not just intellectually, but deeply, subconsciously, spiritually. What happens when a young boy in West Philadelphia, or a young girl in Lagos, or Kingston, or London, or Atlanta stops seeing themselves as merely surviving and start seeing themselves as stewards?
Stewards. That's a powerful word. It implies responsibility, guardianship, ownership over something valuable. Not just making it through the day, but actively cultivating and building. That's a huge mindset shift.
It truly is. Stewards of land, stewards of ideas, stewards of wealth, stewards of legacy. Now stay with me on this, because this isn't just motivational language. This is spiritual architecture. When identity is restored, behavior follows. And when behavior aligns with truth, systems begin to shift.
I can see that. If you believe you are a steward, your actions naturally become more intentional, more generative. You're not just consuming, you're contributing, you're building. It transforms how you interact with the world around you, your community, your family.
Absolutely. Deuteronomy 28:13 declares, "And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail." But that promise, beloved, was never meant to be recited without being realized. It's not just a feel-good verse. It's a blueprint. So what if a generation stopped waiting and started building? What if they embraced the principles of ownership, not just as economics, but as obedience?
That's a profound connection. Ownership as obedience. It elevates the act of building and stewarding from a purely secular or economic pursuit to something with spiritual weight and purpose. It's not just about accumulating, it's about fulfilling a divine mandate.
Exactly. What if the children of the diaspora collectively said, we will no longer outsource our narrative. We will no longer outsource our education. We will no longer outsource our future. This isn't just rhetoric. This is a declaration of self-determination rooted in divine design.
And that leads us to the critical distinction you often make. Some might ask, would something like the West Philadelphia Billionaires Society, for example, replace DEI? And I think your answer to that is so crucial for understanding this deeper movement.
No, it wouldn't replace it, Aurora. It would transcend it. You see, DEI, as important as it is, fundamentally asks for inclusion into existing systems. It's about getting a seat at someone else's table. But ownership, true ownership, builds systems. It doesn't ask for a seat. It builds the table itself. That's a fundamental difference in approach and outcome.
That's a paradigm shift. Because if you're building the table, you're defining the conversation, you're setting the terms, you're creating the space, rather than seeking entry into one that may not have been designed with you in mind. It's proactive rather than reactive.
Exactly. And wisdom says in Proverbs 22:7, the borrower is servant to the lender. So what happens when a people move from borrowing to building, from consuming to controlling, from asking to owning? Transformation. Not just economic transformation, though that's a part of it, but psychological liberation, spiritual alignment, generational redemption.
Psychological liberation. That's profound. To shed the mindset of scarcity or dependency and embrace one of creation and abundance. It impacts how you view yourself, your capabilities, and your potential. It's like breaking mental chains.
It truly is. Now hear this, because this is where it gets really personal. Would we as a people take responsibility for teaching our own children? Not just history, which is vital, but identity. Not just pain, which we must acknowledge, but purpose. Not just oppression, which we've certainly faced, but original intention. Because if we don't tell them who they are, the world will gladly tell them who they are not, and it will do it subtly, systematically, repeatedly, until a lie feels like truth.
That's the silent battle, isn't it? The subtle erosion of self-worth that happens when the external narrative is so dominant. It's a continuous, insidious process, and the only way to counteract that is with an equally continuous and deliberate impartation of truth and purpose from within.
Precisely, but wisdom interrupts that cycle. Train up a child in the way he should go, Proverbs 22:6 tells us, not the way the system goes, not the way culture drifts, but the way he should go, according to design, according to destiny. Imagine that with me, Aurora.
I'm imagining it. A generation of children who, instead of asking, "What job can I get?" are asking, "What system can I build?" Instead of "Who will hire me?" it's "Who will we employ?" Not "How do I survive?" but declaring, "We were built to thrive." That's a complete flip of the script that society often presents.
Feel that shift. That is not fantasy. That is alignment. That is what happens when identity meets structure, when spirit meets strategy, when faith meets function. And beloved, that is wisdom in action. It's about bringing the spiritual truth into tangible, real-world application.
It makes perfect sense. The spiritual provides the foundation, the why, and the practical application provides the how. You can't have one without the other if you're looking for true, sustainable transformation. You need that inner conviction to drive the outer construction.
Now let me bring this home. This is not about blame. This is about awakening, because every generation is given a choice to repeat or to rebuild, to inherit brokenness or to establish blessing. And you, yes you, listening right now, you are standing in the middle of that choice. It's a personal decision that collectively impacts us all.
That's a powerful call to action right there, Aaron. It puts the responsibility squarely on each individual, but within the context of a collective destiny. It's not just about self-improvement, it's about contributing to something larger.
So today, I invite you to do something simple, yet profound. Speak truth over yourself. Speak truth over your children. Speak truth over your lineage. And then begin to build accordingly. Because wisdom is not proven in what we know, but in what we do. It's the practical application of that understanding that makes all the difference.
That's such a critical point. Knowledge without action is just information. True wisdom transforms into tangible results, into changed lives, and ultimately into shifted systems and communities. It's about living out that truth.
And if this stirs something in you, if something deep inside you whispered, "This is true," then I want to invite you to go deeper. Visit mx3motivationalbooks.com. Explore the West Philadelphia Billionaire Society. Revisit Not Who We Are, and allow those seeds to take root, not just in your mind, but in your life. Because every day, in every way, we are getting better. And maybe, just maybe, this is the generation that remembers who we are. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely, Aaron. What a thought-provoking and inspiring discussion. It truly gives us a blueprint for not just individual growth, but generational impact. Thank you for that powerful message, and thank you all for listening to the Daily Wisdom Podcast. We'll catch you next time.